more emotion from people who are acquitted than Lori Vallow, who is convicted. Phew, it's a lot. I mean, relief, despair, shock, disbelief, these are all the things I'm expecting, right? Not today. Joining me now is Richard Gabriel. He has worked on several of the high-profile cases that I just showed you. He has helped to pick the juries that would ultimately decide those cases. And Jesse Weber, attorney at law, super smart guy, friend of the show, friend of mine. Glad to have you on. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Richard, if I can. And this is kind of a backwards question, but I'm always super curious about the arcane. How does a guilty verdict affect the jurors who deliver it?
It has a huge impact. I mean, you talk about the tension that's in the courtroom. You can feel it. You can feel it from the defendant when you're standing next to them. The jurors themselves feel that tension too. They have spent weeks now in this trial watching this horrifying, gruesome evidence come into the case, and all this emotion is released for them as well. So it is a huge impact on them. And as a result, they do look to the defendant, but also they're internally processing all that emotion that they have built up during the trial. It's a significant moment.
I can imagine. And I think it would be really cathartic. And then I think they'd want to get the hell out of there and get back to their families and hug somebody close after seeing the things that they saw. Jesse, all the trials that you've covered, courtrooms you've been in, defendants that you've seen convicted, are judges ever swayed, even a teensy bit, when a defendant behaves that way or has zero reaction? Does it have any effect on them at all? Maybe with even what they say during sentencing, how they admonish these people during sentencing.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's not going to change the overall sentence if there's a sentence that has to be implemented by law, right? So Lori Vallow Daybell is going to be convicted. She's going to be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But you nailed it on the head. Sometimes judges will say, you didn't show emotion at all when your kids were shown on the screen and the autopsy photos, when the verdict was read. That can go into a judge's, actually their words and their speech, but it also can go into the victim impact statements, which I know we're going to hear in this case. And I'm sure people are going to have a field day with how she reacted, or maybe I should say didn't react during the course of that verdict and during the course of the case.
So, Richard, you don't get to coach victims, for victims' impact statements, but, they become so much more popular in the last few decades, and more courtrooms are having victims be a part of the process, which personally I love, because this is all for them and for us as a society, mostly for them and then for us. And so I just wondered about the effect of the victims' impact statements on the judge, because that judge is a seasoned pro, right? He or she has heard this a million times, and they should be dispassionate, but they're also human.
They are human, and these cases affect them as well. As we saw with the Murdaugh case, that judge took that very personally. He made some really personal statements because Alec Murdaugh had been in his courtroom there. Same thing with this. It does affect the judges. They look to the behavior. They think it has to do with the decorum. They're thinking about the community. And they're looking at the significance of this behavior and what they saw over the course of the trial, because obviously when they do have to sentence, they're looking at the expression of remorse and whether that person is truly sorry for what they did, because they do have some discretion in some sentencing as to that. So the judge is looking for these nonverbal cues as well as the juror is during the trial.
Okay, Jesse, so the lawyer in you and the non-lawyer in me, this is where I'm going to really lean on you here. I sense this kind of weird wrinkle because Lori is troubled, right? She was not competent to stand trial for a very large chunk of the last 4 years. And in the pre-sentencing report, they look at mental health. But, this is first-degree murder of children. I can't see how any pre-sentencing report is going to make a hoot of difference to a judge who is effectively going to sentence her to life in prison, no parole. Where am I wrong?
You're not wrong. It's going to be moot. And remember, this is not a case where the insanity defense was on the table. It doesn't exist in Idaho. They didn't put forward a diminished capacity defense in any way. I think the judge will listen to that. Maybe her defense attorneys will put it forward to suggest that, I was always wondering this, if she's convicted, could they say that she wasn't competent to stand trial? I don't think that's ever going to be an successful appeal. But maybe in the court of public opinion, they're going to try to sway who Lori Vallow Daybell is. I don't think it's really going to be anything different. The way she reacted today was very symptomatic of what we heard throughout the course of this case. She showed no reaction when she was on the call with Chad Daybell when they're searching his property. Wouldn't a normal person say, why are they searching your property? Where are the kids? She showed no reaction when Colby Ryan, her son, is accusing her of being a murderous mom. Why didn't you give me the kids? She was defiant on that call and showing almost no emotion. As we played before, she showed no emotion when they come to her and give her an order to turn over the kids. So I'm not surprised we saw the Lori Vallow Daybell that we saw today. That, in my opinion, was the real woman that's been buried deep inside for a long time.
Real life human drama playing out. I mean, that's reality TV, and it's the real kind. Jesse Weber and Richard Gabriel, thank you both. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.